Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kamila Nora Putri Syahira, and I'm representing UNIQLO, a subsidiary of Fast Retailing Company Limited. As corporate executive, joining me today are Ibu Naya from the host country Ministry of Industry and Miss Angelina representing our localized labor and environmental NGO alliance. Today, we are discussing our strategic expansion into Southeast Asia through the lens of our core philosophy, Life Where Simple Meet Better. As outlined in our business model canvas, our core value proposition relies heavily on high quality, functional wear like aerism and heat tech, while committing to a minimal environmental footprint. To do this, we work closely with key partners like Toray Industries for eco-fabric R&D, alongside regional Tier 1 garment assembly factories. However, we must address the current global industry issues. The fast fashion sector faces severe environmental pressure, generating 92 million tons of textile waste annually, alongside increasing social demands for labor rights and supply chain transparency. This shift highlights our specific business gap. While UNIQLO excels in basic timeless clothing, we face vulnerabilities regarding weak digital infrastructure and low brand awareness in Western markets. To overcome this limitation, our international expansion strategy must pivot toward absolute transparency, circular fashion, and sustainable integration. To address this, we are upgrading our value chain. In our inbound logistics, we are working with Toray Industry to manufacture eco-thread containing up to 80% recycled PET bottles. In our local operation, we are moving away from purely transactional contract to establish deep, long-term relationship with local garment suppliers, utilizing digital ledger to trace every garment from source to shelf. This allows us to structurally minimize textile waste and enforce independent auditing mechanism directly on the factory floor.
Thank you, Ms. Camila. And hi, everyone. My name is Naya as a host country Ministry of Industry. And speaking on half of the host country Ministry of Industry, we welcome in UNIQLO as infrastructure investment, but they must align with our state target. Analyze our market reporter diamond theory over competitive factor condition, including a mice, highlight scale, and cost effect apparel labor force. And however, local relate and supporting industry, especially eco-friendly textiles, recycling facilities, and green logistics and network remain underdeveloped. This present serves a bottleneck for UNIQLO sustainability targets. This is why understanding the alternative level between in the Tokyo home office and host country brands. It is vital. Well, in Tokyo maintains absolute centralized authority over material IP and global ESG governance, and our local brand must hold the decentralized authority to negotiate localized supplier contracts and strictly enforce compliance with the domestic labor law. And we will not allow our workforce to be treated as a mere short-term asset. Industrial alignment is non-negotiable.
Within the NGO sector building on the minister point, our NGO alliance monitor this expansion through a strict social and political context. Looking at Porter's 5 force analysis, rivalry among competitors is exceptionally high at 90%, and the threat of substitution stand at 85%. Modern consumer demands immediate sustainability. Fashion brand face swift structural failure to and boycott if they are associated with microplastic pollution or labor exploitation. Therefore, UNIQLO must shift completely from viewing local worker as an extractable chain, actively operationalize the circular economy loop. Display on our slide. By utilizing UNIQLO collection boxes to collect and sort used clothing, turning factor scrap into recycled yarn, and keeping waste of our local landfills, you maximize recycling while reducing natural resource depletion. Furthermore, progressive wage standards that exceed our national minimum wage must be guaranteed to protect human rights.
We accept this term, Ms. Angelina. As shown in our risk mitigation matrix, supply chain disruption and regulatory changes are classified as high-level risk. To mitigate this, we are actively diversifying our plans across Southeast Asia, establishing long-term contracts, and empowering our local compliance teams to work closely with your organization.
If UNIQLO actively co-invest in our local green energy infrastructure and tech recycling hubs, and our ministry will facilitate long-term operational license.
And we will continue to independently audit the factor floors to ensure that worker protection and the circular loop are maintained.
In conclusion, the board agrees that sustainability is an absolute strategic necessity for UNIQLO global survival. By strengthening this unified alignment between our corporate home office, host government, and local NGO, we enhance our global competitiveness while creating long-term shared value for society. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Ms.
you.
Camila.
Thank you.
Ms. Angelina.